Welcome back to the csgo Ice Challenge live and direct from London, England. You are joining us right now in the Group A elimination game. In two Danish teams right now, it's going to be Heroic up against Alvo.
Mad Lions.
And how's it gone so far?
Well, it started off pretty well for Heroic. They were in a pretty dominant lead at the start us off in the first half, 9-4. But then, as we saw as the game progressed, Mad Lions slowly inching their way back into it and eventually closing it out, getting their own map pick.
Which has aligned with what we've seen so far in the previous matchups between these two teams, and it's currently 1-0. This is an elimination game. Remember, we'll be going home if you get 2-0 here, or 2-1, of course. It's going to be Nuke coming up next. This is the pick of Heroic. I don't think that's a massive knock-on effect for the Mad Lions. They seem like they're very well-versed on pretty much every single map these days.
Absolutely.
And looking like they're getting warmed up into this series quite nicely, but I still feel like it's going to go the full distance. We're going to see a long, grueling game here. Do you still have Mad Lions as your favorite going to the second map?
I kind of do, just off of recent form. And again, you mentioned the fact that they've played each other very recently. They actually played Nuke in the Katowice qualifiers. That was a 16-13 affair. Once again, actually, in that scenario, it was Mad Lions having a little bit of a sharper T side that allowed them to topple them. But yeah, again, it's two teams that are very familiar with each other, and especially familiar with Nuke as well, just on the map. It's a Danish home ground, so I wouldn't be too surprised if we see a similar type of game play out as we saw in Mirage.
Yeah, I think you're dead on there. We do have a knife for each map as well, so we are going to see that come through. Right now, this is quite an important one. It's probably the most important right now in the map pool. Nuke is getting a little bit more T-sided these days. He's seeing a lot closer halves in terms of like 8-7s and 9-6s, etc. But you always want to start T-side. It always feels more comfortable. Feels like you're applying pressure to the opponents. But one thing I will say about T-side Nuke recently, with the changes to the map pool, with kind of cash being removed and Vertigo coming in, teams are getting much more well-drilled on their T-side, seeing much better executions, much more innovative smoke grenades and flashes, Molotovs being used on the T-side. And I think that's a great thing. I think Nuke's such a classic map, and it hasn't really had enough attention in CSGO the last few years, I believe. So it's good to see teams are kind of focusing on it a bit more now. No one complains about Nuke. Everyone seems to be happy to play it. And at one point, in about 2017, we barely saw it played at all. So here are the odds from GG.bets. You can see the Mad Lions are the heavy favorites going into this one. 1.27 for them. And as we get into the first round, it looks like we will be having Heroic starting the CT side. So an asset for them, but a quick approach as they nail out the door. Going to be Molotoving potentially towards main as well. We'll see if they want to try and dive down the vents. Flashbangs coming through the smokes, looking very efficient indeed. No choice but the CTs to try and drop down here to take a bullet to the face. Snappy down to 6 points of health. We are off.
Yeah, and a lot of back and forth from Mad Lions, but eventually they're going to decide to push into that upper bomb site. And S-Attack from main, doing a whole lot of damage. 2 for 1 in favor of Heroic so far. Make that 3. S-Attack just won't be stopped until he's done a significant amount of damage onto Bubsky as well. He's now all by his lonesome. Kaden and Snappy to find. Snappy was just the one to take the initial contact, down to 6 HP on ramp. Oof. But has gotten into a nice little corner to find Bubsky trying to rotate out from Squeaky. A much needed round. Could have very easily spiraled out of control for themselves. If Snappy falls on ramp, that might be what sends Mad Lions towards, well, either under heaven or just straight up downstairs, instead of having the rotation back.
Big round for Heroic. No bomb planted. Might suggest a full eco coming in here for Mad Lions to buy, but the AK's in the third, which is going to happen. So one flashbang. You can do one very effective flashbang with T spawning. Just go towards upper, or you can just flash outside and try and bait out a scout shot, something like that.
Yeah.
Looks like they go towards Silo, just going to be flashing over and hoping for the best. You can see Cadian just running towards main entrance with the MP9 after smoking the door.
Chucks a nade behind T-Red. Nobody's going to be too badly hurt by that. Actually just stalled a little bit on top of Silo. Flash still in hand on Hunden.
Yeah, just going to be trying to buy them a couple of seconds when they cross over potentially. It looks like they're going to lose a couple of players in this interaction regardless what happens here. There's the first, second coming through. They might be able to bring a couple of kills back, but looks like it's well held by Heroic so far. But this is all they really wanted, a couple of kills with Glocks. They're going to be buying up next round regardless. So any damage is going to have a knock-on effect. There's always going to come to that logical conclusion, though, as Starving closes things out. Here come the AK-47s. As you can see, they've got about $4,000 per player. So Mad Lions will be bringing out the heavy artillery into round number 3. There's Snappy on your screen right now. He's been around for a long time. Yeah. I guess he's never really been a household name in CSGO, but he's already been a respected in-game leader since 1.6. Coming over to CSGO, he's led many different Heroic lineups. He had a bit of a hiatus, I think, for about 8 months or something. Was it?
No, I actually was away from 2 years. After he played in the initial lineups with, I want to say, Recent Gaming, back in like 2013, 14, etc. He just kind of dipped out.
That's right, okay, yeah.
Took a bit of an extended break, so it always weirded me out because when you check this profile, he would have like 2,500 hours in CSGO compared to everyone else on his team who would have like 6,000. But he's getting the hours in, obviously, for the last couple of years.
Yeah, well, it's looking very good for Heroic here.
It's a very open position from S-Attack.
Yeah, well, it's worked out, at least for a frag. He will go down eventually, 4 versus 3. Roy will bring one back. And this will be a huge round for Heroic to pick up. This is what you'd essentially call a bit of a bonus round here. You know it's the first gun round coming up.
Yeah.
Due to their saves, you're coming with MP9s and maybe for masses. You've got it down to a 3-on-3. Roy's low as well, a minute on the clock.
Pretty interesting to see the weapon of choice as well from Heroic. We saw 3 AUGs, if I'm not mistaken, this round. S-Attack 1 and Snappy and Cadian obviously holding on to theirs. But this is what you said, right? On certain positions, on certain maps, it definitely has its stay.
Yeah, it certainly does. Nuke would be one of them for sure. You can see these sort of angles, how this could be beneficial for the scope. Not going to work out for this particular interaction as Mad Lions now will have a bit of access towards lower. Trying to get that bomb down quickly. It will go down here. Some low HP players, but Cadian's now on 0 health as he'll have his head removed by Roy. And that should be it. Borup has a chance to win this one with 100 HP, a kit and a smoke, but that would be a bit catastrophic for Mad Lions even given an opportunity here. That's going to hold up. Have one player scouting. That's going to be him found. Borup will have to fall back at this point. He's got the AK-47. Money's not going to be fantastic after losing those 2 kills to the Glocks previously. First round found for Mad Lions here at number 3. It was always to be expected, to be honest, when they bring out the 5 AKs against the SMGs.
Yeah.
That's why we call it a bit of a bonus round. They can still buy up somewhat, especially if they save the AK-47 into the next round here. You can see Cadian with just shy of $3,000 right now, and they're going to get 1,400 on top of that. So there we go. Money coming through with the AK saved. He can drop an M4, Borup that is, and they could really go for it.
Yeah.
Depends whether they wanted to go for all an investment here, bring out the AWP. Next round, if they took a partial buy.
Well, it's going to be the investment as well. Borup just immediately
Straight
buying that M4.
Yeah. Okay, why not?
That does leave them fairly low on utility, which is a pretty big thing on CD side of
incendiaries, especially on Nuke.
Yeah,
like, you're super vulnerable.
I kind of figured he would have dropped the FAMAS and gotten himself an incendiary because he did hold on to some utility, but not to be the case. Maybe they're expecting a slower style of play from Mad Lions. It's not going to be the case, though.
Well, Cadian with a lot of pressure here. You could go towards Heaven with that sort of opening kill, or straight down towards lower. Looks like they've gone for the latter here, but will they check Cadian's position? Apparently not, at least for the first kill. Couple of frags to the CT side now, but quickly brought back. This is the frag that might decide the round. Borup is trying to get one more. He's really locked in at this point. Luckily, just keeping himself at a headshot position. He will finally be eradicated, though, as we leave it in a 3-on-2. S-Attack and Starvin with an M4 and a CZ, respectively. There's a minute 12 on the clock, but with the smoke down, the flash is being deployed as well. Roy just trying to confirm that no one's in that smoke, and he's going to clear out decon for his teammates before they fully commit, which is absolutely fine. They still have a minute on the clock here. No need to rush actually going towards upper as well, so he'll catch the rotations towards the vent. CTs might not even be aware as to the location of the bomb right now. Now they're going to hold on to the rifles here. With the M4 and the AK, I would suggest they probably will.
Yeah, absolutely. They've been thoroughly bamboozled, and as they try to make their way out, Roy is there to find at least Stavin, and now they know the whereabouts of S-Attack as well. And I think in this scenario, you're okay to actually go a little bit aggressive on the side of Mad Lions. You know you're going to be able to buy up, because just off of the back that you're winning the round, and Heroic have absolutely no money left. And then with a slow descent into his own death.
Yeah, not the best move, I would say, but still, I guess it worked out where he is.
Oh, you don't want to walk too close to the bomb there as a tag, but stays alive for now. So that's an AK brought with them, but again, it's not going to be a whole lot to buy up behind that to really give this round too much of a chance for Heroic. Mad Lions on there, and they're going to be perfectly fine to just buy up with AKs and utility. Shoes has 6.6 before he starts purchasing. This could really set off Mad Lions to an excellent start here on the T side. Actually, this is, yeah, it's a full investment from Heroic. This is a wild one.
Yeah, this is dangerous territory now. If you don't win this round, like, you're going to be going down like potentially 4-5-2 on the CT side, and you're already down a map here. This is a massive investment.
And you feel like with just how solid Mad Lions are, just in terms of structure and all that, they should be able to eke out a couple rounds after that point.
General spacing, and they don't give much away in terms of like foolish rounds. Like if you think about it, like they haven't had any disastrous moments. Like they've got a 3-on-1 and someone just ran over knife. They haven't really made. Neither teams have really done that today. To be honest with you, they've both been quite disciplined. They're very similar teams and similar in-game leaders as well. Yeah. They can see they're well drilled. Like even at top level CS, you watch a team like Na'Vi play, you'll be left question marks at times. They're wondering like, why have they gone for that play? Like, what's going on there? Why is the bomb running here? because they're so up for the kills individually. This is a much more structured team, I suppose, both of them. As we'll see, Slammage come through. 50 seconds on the clock here, focusing towards round. Snappy probably gets one out of this. He'll do well to get two. There's the first and the second, so he did well. So that's what he needed. Cheeky position there with the MP9. Remember that one for your games at home.
Staggers them enough for Kadian to get down as well into a solid position. Again, this is a spot where he should be good for, at the very least, one.
Yeah, it's one of those positions where, like, it's a one and done, but at this context, like, that's all you really need. You want to slow them down. 20 seconds on the clock. There's the frag. That's enough. Right. Well played. That was a massive investment for Heroic there. All in on the MP9s and the saved AK-47, and it works out for them. They go 3-2 up. Money pretty much sabotaging the other side of the equation as well. We're going to see Galil's, Mac 10s, and CZs as they try and answer back here. That was big from Snappy. Heard them coming. It's a tight choke point, manages to get two. He said one would be likely, two would be tremendous, and he manages to get the latter. So well played to him. Kadian assisting with that final couple of frags as well. Manages to dink the first, actually picked up the kill in the second. Job done. And AK's recovered. They've got rifles across the board now with three. Make it 4 AK-47s on the CT side. That's pretty powerful stuff.
It's definitely not something Mad Lions are happy about. Now, smokes have been thrown outside. Not really too much coming from it, though. Nobody actually on the T side deciding to venture out behind it. Instead, it's going to be a random push from Bubsky through door, and that's going to net him one kill. And Snappy not going to find the same kind of success as he did in the previous round. Initial 2 opening frags for Mad Lions. One of them is returned, but they should continue to find solo players on the side of Heroic here. Warp's going to have to do a ton of work.
He could do it, though. It's a decent position. And he only finds the one. It looks like Mad Lions are going to answer back in due course with a force buy of their own. It's looking very good indeed. A woman on the clock here. 3 versus 1. Kadian with the AK-47. Remember, 4 AKs into this round. Still not quite enough to shut down this potential threat from Mad Lions who come in with limping with Galil's and Mac 10s and CZ. It's enough.
The timing from Bubsky to actually make it through Squeaky there does a whole lot. Prevents any sort of early rotations, even though Snappy might have called, you know, there's aggression at ramp, but you already have a T player out on the upper bomb side. You kind of need to address that. Things lining up perfectly for Mad Lions in that one. Kadian's going to find shoes. It's going to give him an avenue to potentially save and hold on to his AK going into the next round, but that was definitely one that Heroic expected to get away with. Instead, it's Mad Lions to pounce right back.
I like that. The Lions pouncing.
Mm-hmm.
Their prey.
Clawing, scratching the way back.
Mauling them.
Yeah.
Well, 3-3. Early days here, but doesn't bode well for Heroic after the great start they had. Mad Lions now up against another force buy. Similar sort of scenes, a bit more powerful than before. The saved AK, 2 for masses, 2 MP9s, similar complexion. Some a bit more utility to back it up. The preemptive incendiary thrown to block out the smoke wall. You'll see that smoke wall thrown pretty much every single round. Counter-Strike mainly is about suggestion. If you have 1 player go down there, or maybe 5, they never really know. They have to force a rotation every single time. Yeah. That's why you'll drop those incendiaries just to give you a bit of a gap in the smoke. If anything, it'll delay their approach.
Yeah, it allows for you to get
closer.
Exactly. We saw that a lot when Navi were playing Nuke yesterday. Electronic would constantly be up by T-Red.
Yes, supplying that pressure.
Exactly, and most of the time we would be good for 1 to 2 frags.
I like this from Bubsky. Like, you'd think he was a CT just jumping on his POV there, but he's actually managed to jump down, get the initial kill on Snappy, plays ramp, remember, and now this is force of rotation. His teammates don't have to join him, but what a powerful spot this is. CTs get no intel now towards lower. Unless they go window, which is the only spot he really has to watch because the doors are closed, they can now come towards secret. They can really just focus on this area. You'll probably see a Molotov thrown towards the double door steps. Or they could just go for a straight up contact play here, considering how well. Did he just switch to burst fire?
Yeah.
It makes a noise as well.
Yeah,
it's a very audible cue.
That
is basically say, "I'm over here, peace."
That's an odd one.
Like, I know on the Glock it does for sure. I couldn't say on the FAMAS, but I'm 99% sure it does that same brawl. Loud click. We just heard the same volume.
Absolutely. But you can tell there was no really second guessing on the side of Mad Lions.
You just like,
there's nobody watching down the stairs. Was like, oh, okay.
He's just switched to burst fire on a FAMAS, which is useless, by the way. It has no.
It is so bad.
It has no like use whatsoever within CS:GO. Actually, in 1.6 in Source, it was very viable.
Oh
but
yeah, it was great.
They killed it in this game. Don't know why they haven't rectified that.
That was also one of the weird things, right? When they went to I guess, make the Galil and the FAMAS more used, etc.
Yeah.
They obviously dumped the price, which is obviously going to make them a little bit more feasible, but why wouldn't they? The one thing that's unique about the FAMAS is the burst fire,
Yeah.
so why wouldn't you actually address that?
You've never seen anyone use it in pro play, like ever go, right, I'm a FAMAS burst fire player. But like, you're playing like positions like CT spawn and dust too. Like, you're looking towards short, the burst fire was super sick, and it's picking players off, just getting a cheeky kill and falling back. And obviously the risk/reward there was if you missed the burst, you got to go down.
Yeah.
So it was always a nice mechanic. I'm surprised.
But for those who want to see a bit of a magician with that weapon, it's Sneel.
Sneel, okay.
Yeah, Z-N-E-E-L.
Okay.
Swedish player, used to play for Begreep, and I Can See You. I think he played a little bit of CSGO at the very start of things, if I'm not misremembering. But
I think there were so many players that did that. Like, so many players I would love to keep playing, but the money just wasn't there when we first started.
Exactly, and
there
they're
was all
getting up in the years as well.
Yeah.
But yeah, he was a bit of a master with that FAMAS burst fire to the point where you wouldn't really feel like it's a detriment if he has that instead of a Colt.
Well, it is Mad Lions now forcing out the pause from Heroic, and we'll see once again the AK, the FAMAS saved, and things started to get a bit uncomfortable, but they can win these rounds. It's going to take an eco on 2 players, that's Snappy and Borup. If you're just joining us, this is our Group A elimination game, the second map of the best of 3 with Mad Lions resurrecting the first map. It was their pick on Mirage. It looked like they were actually going to be beaten out of it when they were down 9-6, but overall managed to come back in a very convincing manner. Very slow tactical play, as you'd expect from these two teams. The AK on top of the hut there. Bubsky just pieces out. He's fine. He's got the advantage. Doesn't want to risk giving away another rifle here.
That's a 3rd round in a row. He's been able to just sneak out somewhere.
Yeah. It's the weird timing as well. The AK player just didn't have the weapon drawn. And Bubsky wants another go at this one towards Zappa. He's actually
fooled me once.
Yeah, he's actually got right behind him here. Does Smoke elude him? No, it does not. 2 kills, AK down, 5 versus 3. His teammates all over the place here, going to be swarming towards the bomb site. I think they're down towards lower, which they are. Another kill for Bubsky. He really is getting it now. He's starting to feel it. That zone, where it's everything's connecting. Feeling like all your plays, the timings are working out. They can't really answer back. Getting that godlike zone, and he's just playing a perfect game so far.
Yeah, that's pretty terrifying as well if you're Heroic, because we've seen what Bubsky is able to do once he really starts feeling himself.
The ace, not quite, does damage, gives away the AK, is what they wanted to avoid.
Yeah, the lineup as well. Yeah, there's the reason why Bubsky was the MVP of that V4 event. When he gets going, he's quite the menace to deal with. Honestly, at this point, if you're Mad Lions, yeah, you're throwing caution to the wind and you're hunting for these remaining CT players. Just know how detrimental that can be for their economy, and you're starting to get to that point where you have a bit of a cushion. But both S-Attack and Snappy tucked far, far away in T-spawn are going to be perfectly safe. But at least bring over 2 AKs into the buy round for Heroic. But so we didn't get to see the, I guess, 2-5 scoreline that we were alluding to earlier on, but it's 3-5, and Mad Lions have managed to...
bear in mind, Heroic had to win with pistols and MP9, so that was a bit of an anomaly, I suppose. But still, sentiment remains the same here. This is looking very good for Mad Lions. Like, you got 5 rounds early on the T side of Nuke. Sure, it's recoverable from Heroic, but not a position you want to be in after winning the pistol as well.
Yeah. In their kind of matchup, I think Heroic managed to get a 10-5 CT half, and obviously Mad Lions managed to clip that and get 6 T side rounds, so they're kind of already on schedule. It's a great job from Savin. Snappy chimes in as well, and Bubsky's the only one to actually get on the board in that round, but he does pretty well for himself, finding 3.
Still gets 3, like significant damage. Like those rounds, that will happen sometimes on Nuke. Like you're just trying to surprise and change the pace up of Pounce.
Yeah.
Sure, double spread on comes in. The fact he still gets 3 and recovers that to a position now where they can actually wreck the finances going forward of the CTs. They'll take that. And a pause comes through. I'm not sure who called it. I would assume Mad Lions after losing the previous round of money, not necessarily being tight, but that round not working out for them. Yeah. So will they want to bring out the AWP, for example? You don't see too many of those on the T side, but if you want to slow it right down and go for the picks, potentially could be an option for them. It was $7,000. So
maybe they just want to ask Bubsky, like, how the hell are you getting to all these spots?
What's happening at this stage?
Can you keep doing that?
Keep getting out of squeaky door and finding 3 kills. So let's find a way to groom that.
Absolutely so. You can see sitting at 11 frags so far. It does have a fair amount of deaths as well, but that just kind of goes hand in hand with being the first man in on any given site. He's definitely doing his part to make sure that Mad Lions are getting off to a good start here in the first half. Op is out at the very least on the CT side with Cadian. A-Core deciding to opt for a Creek, and Bubsky once again seems to be moving out towards Squeaky early on. Doesn't fully commit through it though, with the Molotovs down. see. One of the things I still find fairly confusing about Nuke is identifying not necessarily footsteps, but the sound of people jumping.
Yeah.
Because all the surface on this map is just metal everywhere.
Similar to Vertigo as well. With the verticality of the map, it can be
Yeah.
very difficult to differentiate the positions and actually where the sounds are coming from.
It can be very, very confusing, but it seems like Mad Lions want to go to something more traditional here. It seems to like they're setting up for yard smokes.
Oh, that sucks on the CT side.
That tiny gap. That's all he needs.
Bubsky again, cracking things open. Borup, one of the key scouts of Heroic, taken down there. Smoke in front of the hut this time to nullify the position above it.
And they got burned pretty badly by Stabbin. The last time they didn't really count for it. As attack, ooh, you're in no man's land.
Ouch. Yeah, this is the rough round now. 40 seconds still on the clock for Mad Lions, just taking down each and every player, dissecting the map, working together. Spacing, again, looks so good for them. Like, look at this. It should be just perfect trade coming through at this point. Spacing's so good. Like, you can't.
They've been doing dry runs.
You can't argue with that at all. Like the way that they're coming into that bomb site, like they're on each other's back. They've got the buddy system fully implemented into each round. Just very solid round there with some individuals peaking, especially Bubsky, who's just not missing a shot right now.
Yeah. Mad Lions did manage to qualify for Katowice, and I think
I saw that. That's insane.
Yeah, a lot of people probably think like, okay, they're good on you. You managed to qualify. They went through the EU qualifier, which is a bit of a tournament in itself, but also the fact that I think they're a good enough team to actually surprise a whole lot of people when they get to the big stage. They definitely seem like that kind of a team.
I think they could do damage at that sort of event. I think people get in as kind of not really rating them too highly, but if you actually watch their game here, this is actual better team play than a lot of top teams out there. Like, sure, the individual mechanics won't be at the same level, but in terms of like structure and organization, like there's not many teams that can touch this right now. It's really impressive. Here are the odds from GG.bets, as we'll see Mad Lions, of course, the favorites at this point, already a map up, and 6-4 on their T side here of Nuke. Remember, an elimination game here at the London Ice Challenge. Group stages, of course, we're still in Twickenham. We move on to the Excel Centre in the Docklands. In a couple of days' time, it's a bit of a far cry on the other side of London. However, you're going to have quite the commutes.
Excursions.
Yeah, it's going to be... I'm
going to get to see all of London.
The whole tour, as you have an eco coming up here. Snappy, the only one to significantly invest into over P250 and armor. And here we go then, round 11. There's still a chance they can do something with this. This is actually the first time we've seen sloppy play from Mad Lions, not checking the key positions. If this kill comes through, the chance this round is stolen away. Roy, though, saving the day. A couple of frags for him. P250 is still a bit of a nuisance towards outside. One more kill will bring them back in contention, but a flashbang will be deployed. Roy, already low, needs to be careful. He needs to patrol that AK that's already down and not die himself.
Yeah.
Doesn't need to win the round, doesn't need any more kills, just needs to maintain those two things.
Giving up that Krieg would be quite the get for the CT side. Snappy is going to see if he finds a moment to jump through the smoke.
I like that play down to the lower.
Yeah. Snappy was not aware of Bubsky's fail-safe plan.
Don't go back up, obviously. They're already dead. They've had enough. Well, finally they'll be dropped, and the Krieg will be more than happy to finish things off here. Just trying to save an AK if possible. Starvin will scamper away towards T-spawn here. Resides in the hub for now, knowing that might be a bit of an obvious maneuver.
Seems like Shoes might be aware of it, but as long as Stavin just sticks around here.
He should be cool now.
Yeah.
Like, the fact like everyone would assume he's gone off towards T-spawn with the knife out. The fact he's on the upper bomb side, no one's really going to be checking that. Unless he fancies a kill. I'm not sure why he would, but either way, he will be going down. And almost a messy run there for Mad Lions. Didn't quite check the close angles, but well recovered. They bounce back. Money's still not ideal on the CT side. Katie can get an AWP finally, but that's not like it's a big map for the AWPs. It's like AWP is one kill around. If the bomb goes down, it's not that useful in the retakes.
Yeah, Cadian doesn't even play the outside area as well. That's S-Tag's position. So Cadian's rotating more back and forth between the areas, which means that he's not necessarily going to have such an easy time of finding that one impact frag out towards Yard, for example. And yeah, he needs to be in the right place at the right time for him to pretty much be effective. We'll see, though. Maybe he's going to try to attempt to quickly swing through ramp, go up to secret stairs, and assist S-attack from that position could definitely be viable.
Yeah, the orb can be moved around. It doesn't just have to be CT steps, garage. Like, you can go towards ramp, heaven. You can even pick main entrance towards squeaking to deny that. Vent dive, we haven't seen too much of that. Mad Lion seems to take a more tentative approach with the dive down vent. They'll always nade out the door and suggest it's going to happen, but if they go down, it'll always be in the mid stages instead of just rushing it, because every round the CTs all they have to do is spam the vent. It's actually paper thin, and you can do a lot of damage if they do go for an initial vent dive. But no outside smokes deployed here, and that's by design. You can see Echo actually trying to find vulnerabilities in the defense at this point. Cadian does have the AWP, but he is currently positioned.
Secret.
Is he in secret? There he is. Okay, I was looking at the top end of the minimap. He is towards secret. So not committing towards the T-red area, but just holding for any pushes in that position. But they haven't used their smokes, remember, here. So Mad Lion still have a bunch of utility. They might go for deeper smokes towards window and CT spawn and try and focus towards main entrance. You can see some smokes being deployed right now.
Yeah, they're actually giving themselves a fair few avenues here. They could also swing under heaven. Keaton's already been put out of commission just off of the back of
they'll be very aware of all the strategies Mad Lions have. This will be something they've seen before.
Yeah.
But every strategy should have like 2 or 3 variations, right? That's the key to having these sort of set pieces like this.
Absolutely.
You don't always end up in the same position. You're going and see how it goes. Like Hunden's going to go up by himself, and if he gets 1 kill, they'll commit towards upper. If there's multiple players up there, he trades out 1 for 1. He'll make a call based on that fact. But for now, he has got a player right behind him. Should be a trade regardless, but Hunden, he cracks things open. They can put the brakes on for a second here, but flashbang's being deployed, and Snappy from beneath that heaven position.
Curious if they know about Roy, though. Actually, he does seem to be aware of it as well, but meanwhile, all of Stavin's teammates are falling apart. Cadian's left all by his lonesome. 1v3 an op. Not the ideal scenario, but that's an open plant.
There was a chance for a second, though.
There was a chance, but again, Mad Lion's just having that contingency plan, right?
Yeah, they're right next to each other. They're making sure that if anything does go wrong, it wasn't the best plant spot, I suppose, but still, within the round, take out the AWP, forces Cadian out of position. Jobs are good, and 8-4. Maybe elimination game here. If Mad Lions pick up this map, we say goodbye to Heroic.
And the money is not really...
It's not there, is it?
Yeah.
These rounds always the ones you least expect. Yeah, these are the ones that normally come through, especially with Danes and Deagles.
Absolutely. I think it's Cadian has been able to get in towards Secret Room. And I don't think he's been spotted either. So if he's patient enough or just finds the right timing, could be 1 to 2 quick kills.
It's Borup who's down there right now, I think. He's just come from vents.
I think you have...
Is Cadian like just
in
the
room and like next to the stairs.
Yeah, I guess why he's on the upper side of it.
Oh, he's actually inside.
He hit him.
Bad.
Oh, he's in the garage. Okay, so towards the warehouse. But still, doesn't look like many kills will be found here. Starving on 1 HP, just knife out at this point. Things getting a little bit crazy on the CT side of things as Hunden continues his approach. And such a powerful smoke allows him to get up towards heaven here. They know the CTs are low on the other side. CZ's bullets. He's got 1 bullet left in that CZ Halbor. That's it. Legit 1. Has to be a perfect shot at this point. He's going to be knifing someone eventually. He is absolutely done for.
Bet he wish he had a Suze right about now.
Yeah, right. We'll see where... Oh, at least a missed Molotov will come through. There's a chance. They might be killing themselves. We'll see. 45 seconds. Remember, 1 bullet. Oh, it's gone now. So he's done for all he could do was the knife. Oh, it's so disappointing. Like the USP, PD-50 and the CZ are the pistols that I lack ammo for some reason. I found myself a few times with some CD pistol rounds. Like, I've got like 8 bullets left here. This really is far from ideal.
I think it was Nuke in the MIBR matchup that NIP had a day or 2 ago, where he nearly won out a 1v2 without bullets in his USP.
Well, pretty wild with the bombs down. He was
just constantly like shoulder peeking and then throwing flashes out, just never firing a shot. But
which is poor old Snappy here, unfortunately. I think he knows which way this one's going. 8-4 down. Can be moved over to 9 very quickly. He's just looking for any sort of exit kill he can get. Steal away a rifle, but no real reason to hunt him. He knows there's no one could be coming down that vent. He starts to ascend.
Is he going to survive the blast, though?
He's making noise. They know he's main entrance now, at least. I guess they won't assume it's him, considering there's a lot of frantic action right now. He'll save the armor and a PT-50. I suppose that's something. As they get into round 14, this one's starting to fall apart here. I was about to say a double orb setup is a potential, considering how bad this has gone so far. It's normally a backup plan when things fall apart. Not the best setup on Nuke. Team Liquid run it quite a lot to great effect, but it's one of those setups where if you're having a great game and everything's going well, sure, bring out the double orb setup. But if they've got you on the ropes, I'm not sure it's the one to save you. But time will tell. We'll see whether they can make this work, as Snappy will position himself towards the ramp of the orb. Same Molotov deployed towards main, just trying to remove that spam potential here. And there was such a great start from Mad Lions. It forces so much out of the CTs.
Yeah.
And we'll see whether Bubsky can get through once again. Nice work from Borup, though. Gets a strong grenade in towards the squeaky door room. And I like this from Snappy as well. The flashbang will actually force him down towards lower, and he realizes he can't stay for more than one.
Second guessing himself, and that doesn't allow him to actually get a deep position on the lower bomb site. Borup, though, with that vent dive earlier, is going to be in position to at least get one. But yeah, as soon as the rotations come in from Heroic, it seems like Mad Lions are fully aware of the blueprint that Heroic has for retakes.
They're throwing everyone they can towards Borup's position, knowing he's low at this point. Hunden's like, I don't want to commit to this, but it's worked out nicely. Double spray down, and that should be yet another round here. Acor confirms it. Double digits on the T side is almost a death sentence for Heroic here.
Ooh.
On their map pick as well, Halvor.
Yeah.
Shotguns are coming out.
Heroic are no slouches on this map either, but that just kind of goes to tell how solid of a team Mad Lions actually are. 10-4, and judging from the buy, you wouldn't be too surprised if you saw an additional round being added to the tally for Mad Lions here. Auto shotty on Cadian. Honestly, probably one of the second best weapon out there as of right now.
It does have a certain effect on Nuke for some reason. And for now, making his way towards outside. This is the round they pick out. I'm calling it now. They get this round due to a Cadian crazy sequence here with the auto shotgun.
Jumps up, one shot.
Yeah, this is looking good. He's in a nice spot here. The orb first, and then swing around. There it is. Oh, everything still is working quite nicely.
Yeah, 2 for 2.
Yeah, that will do.
It's damage done to Bubsky as well.
Borup's been playing well. Let's see whether he can actually continue to find kills here, pushing his way towards lobby.
He's going to hear all of this, though. And they've gotten lobby control, yeah, so he can make a safe rotation downstairs. Managed to not make any noise as well.
That was quite fancy, that drop. This is the kill that decides around too much. Roy will get it.
Really needed that one.
Yeah, really. And the fact they've got lower now, there's no CD present, they have to come from ramp. You can't really justify going down the vent edge, you have no idea. If you drop down, like, how do you know there's not a player that's waiting for the AK-47? I guess the MP9, you might as well take the risk, but that's exactly what's going to happen. You go down, you're just almost certainly going to die. 11-4, Heroic on their knees. Their map pick, one map away from elimination out of the tournament. The first team to do it in this group. Could be happening in the next few minutes here. The first game was arduous. It was labored. Took all 30 rounds. This one could be very quick, though, for the Mad Lions, who seem to be peaking at this point, especially Bubsky. As we get into the second half pistol here, no breaks in this tournament. Lots of Counter-Strike action, non-stop all the way. Bubsky with 16 kills, Roy with 15. They're the two top guns on the Mad Lions side of things. Starvin and S-Tag at the top of 10. No one really popping off on the Heroic side. We'll see if they can win this much-needed pistol going to the first round.
What a wild card Bubsky was, that entire T side. Which makes it difficult to play if you're Heroic. Now, well, similar tempo for Heroic here on the T side, straight on into ramp, and, well, walking about, it's not going to do Roy any favors at all. They might not be expecting Acor here. See if he tries to deny the bomb plant. Yep.
Oh, that's so sick. This could be big. Acor actually buys a little bit of time now. Very precise headshots, denies the plant, and this is the kill. Bubsky coming to life once again as he gets yet another headshot. Needs to close the door here. Things getting very scrappy indeed. But he has done enough damage. It's God Hunden waiting on the other side by Decon. They'll swing on him together, and unfortunately, he can't react to that one. But what an effort there. Acor especially.
Ice cold. A little bit curious. I was about to say, you can't close the door from the other side.
Yeah, it looked
Bubsky,
like
right?
a bit of panic going on there. I think he tried to spam E, and then he running out of bullets, and then committed to the fight. Just kind of got a little bit out of control for him. But imagine if he does close the door and buys that time. That would have been sensational. But still, much needed pistol, as we said there for Heroic. Will there be a force spam response? Normally is on the CT side of Nuke. And indeed there will be. CZs, MP9s, and Scouts. Heroic need to convert this. Give this one up. Call it done. If they can find the 3-0, might be something to say about it.
Time will tell right now. Normal approach from Heroic here. Getting some presence out towards the yard initially to make sure nobody's pushing aggressively on the side of Mad Lions, as well as keeping eyes on both Squeaky, Hut, and Radio Room. Smoke's coming out from Heroic here. So going to make their approach. Main and garage smoked off. Actually cutting Only one side of the map off, and oh, that's a double tag.
That really is. That's done a lot of damage there, a boatload of it. As they try and swarm his position, he should be done for, Eiko, but they're not committing to it. Flashes are effective at pushing him right back here. Low HP for Borup, and spams are coming through. Still a good chance here for Mad Lions. Applying good pressure, starting to batten down the hatches towards the bomb sites here, but smoke's deployed. That scout, oh, it's everything. That shot, I'm surprised he's still challenging, I'll be honest with you, with 10 HP, but it's worked out. Push the sniper back, 35 seconds here. CZs, this is where they thrive. When the chaos ensues, close range, Galil's coming through here, low HP players, that's what the scout's really there for, not to find kills necessarily, but to weaken them. Good clean kill of Mestag though, starts to bring things in their favor. 20 seconds remain as Cadian gets a second. That should be everything under lock and key at this point. One CZ remaining. Decent effort there from Mad Lions, but ultimately 4 survive on the heroic side of things there, and it's going to be the full eco from the CT forces now. As Cadian on your screens getting ready for the next round. So, they survive what had to be a win in the previous round here. 3 nades will be used outside. Should be no real reason to go fully committed towards the outer area of a rifle to start. You know, this is pretty much the only thing you can do on these sort of rounds.
Yeah. Now just hold back. Pretty much have the same kind of initial idea to your setup as you did in the previous one. Not too far forward. There you go. There's one adventurer in Borup with a MAC-10. He's actually made it past the nades as well, and Snappy's found the first frag. Shots being rattled off, but nothing really to be gained from Mad Lion's side yet. Cadian on that USP, just trying to hold on to as much money as possible before the buy round comes in. Wants to have that op on the T side. And this is turning out to be a pretty nice and easy round for Heroic All.
Yeah, nothing too crazy to report here. Full ecos, nades outside, they get 1 kill. Pretty par for the course, if you ask me. 11-7 still. Heroic now with a bit of finance behind them. They can certainly bring this game back. They're going to have to. They want to go on in the tournament here, or at least take us to a 3rd map, which will be Train. Snappy on his screen right now. Off to win those boxes here in Twickenham. It's just the group stages, of course. We move over to the Excel Center in a couple of days. Day off tomorrow, Halvor. Heaven knows we need it.
It's been a long, arduous road.
Yeah, it's been a rough one. There's the Molotov towards top.
Oh, I see Cadian trying that.
Is that a spam towards upper side?
Yeah, I guess it's going to be dubbed the Searson wallbang.
Okay.
He busted it out during the open qualifiers a fair few times, yeah. So it gets boosted up by a teammate. Pretty much grabs anyone who, I think it's, you shoot 7 seconds into the round. And
it's similar to the body shot on Cash, if you remember that, in T-Spawn.
Yes,
that was exactly. The thing. Yeah, the set timing was 149 on that map, and then it was...
Exactly. Same kind of idea, and you get anyone who's trying to get up through heaven.
Yeah. That was a weird period in CS, and that shot was like landing like a few times a game. It was just like, why does this keep happening? Like, it's so weird.
Of all the places as well, because it's such a random wallbang as well.
Well, here we go then. Outside play. Mad Lions now on the T side. Well, we'll see whether this is going to be... Well, they can come out to... Sorry, it's CT side. We have swapped things over. That's where they look their best on the T side. AWP for Cadian though.
Real estate given up here.
Yeah, they've got a decent part of the map here. Notice after getting a 3-0 start, they still have MAC-10s and Galils. They've got a bit of buffer around it. Like, sure, it's Nuke, but they can still make this round work and see whether they can get the kills required. That's one of the AKs removed, though, however, and a second weapon is taken away as the AWP is going to be dropped. Cadian also taken with it. Snappy will reply, but this is not quite as clinical as what we saw from the Mad Lions. A lot of individual commitments here being made towards the upper side. Snappy remains, as Heroic will have to fall back here. The T side, first gun round, not amazing, but the money's still pretty decent going forward, especially if he saves his AWP. 6 seconds, that's pretty much the only option at this stage.
Yeah. Again, though, nice proactive moves from Mad Lions in that round right there. Again, they give up yard control completely, but they're perfectly content with it because they have a contingency plan for it. And there you see Roy being the one aggressing into lobby, him winning out the duel versus Stavin. That pretty much closes out a majority of the map for Mad Lions to have to worry about.
Here are the odds from GG.bet. You can see Mad Lions, they're heavy favorites still, but I don't think this will be a complete blowout. Feels like Heroic are getting back on their feet here. We'll see if there's enough in the tank to keep them going.
Well, they've got the Kriegs out. Definitely an improvement from MAC-10s and Galils. So better equipped to take those duels versus Mad Lions. Start us off, just a whole lot of spam going through and from lobby. Nobody actually taking any sort of damage. Yet again, it's Sporup to be the one leading the charge out in yard. And Acor in a similar position as to what we saw Cadian play out with. Some heads spotted, but nothing really comes of it. Oh, timing's just off for Acor in so many ways.
Yeah, that wasn't really ideal. The Krieg taking him down there. Nice early advantage for Heroic here. Down but not out. Still 1 minute on the clock here. You can see them actually working very effectively now with the buddy system in place. Walking towards the warehouse together. And first kill for the CT side. It's Hunden. And that's Darwin. That's actually got them prime real estate on the map there. Yeah. Full lobby control, knowing they're all going to be outside at this point.
Same recipe as last time, right? You give up yard control completely. Maybe not by choice this time around, but you have a backup plan as to how you're getting back into the round.
Dangerous position here for Shush. Gets the first kill, and he knows the second player's going to be here. How does he get away with that?
Oh, wow.
Insane. 1 versus 1 now. Bubsky. Oh my god. He's just going to straight up face this! That's incredible play from Bubsky. He has 27 HP. He hears him rotating towards the bomb site itself. No way he should be opening the door and challenging that, but it's pretty much the only way he can guarantee the win at that point. If he hits the shot, it's done. Nails it.
Really does. I'm so surprised by the fact that Shush is able to get 2, though. Just given off of the position,
it's such a rally position, I suppose. Yeah, like the fact it's there, but I don't know how he survives for so long. You're right.
Yeah, like he swings out afterwards. At that point, I was sure like SSTech's got to get the frag.
I guess like if you think about the comms in that scenario as well, what do you even call like you're going to shut double doors, and then everyone's got to process that information. Is he behind the door? Is he in front of it? Like it's a whole thing, especially with the split seconds. I can understand why things could have got confusing. That's not a common position. Like no one's going to be saying like, right, what do we do if a dude sat in front of the double doors? It doesn't really ever happen, does it? It's a really smart idea. Especially like Galil as well. You'd think he gets that 1 kill, instantly traded out, but somehow a bit of confusion amongst Heroic there gives it up. And we go 13-7. Mad Lions now with the game in their hand.
Such a painful round to lose as well.
It felt like that, isn't it? The first couple of kills were looking brilliant, and you lose this one, you're 14-7 down, money will be broken. This might decide their fate here.
Yeah, Cadian's just on the CZ. Early utility expended as well on the side of Mad Lions to prevent the rush. They're already out though.
I was about to say, having a field day here. Shooting gallery presented, and now it's up to Borup, who will get 1 behind to close things out here, having a bit of a party on the upper bomb site.
No bomb plant either.
No bomb plant, no extra cash. Money actually broken as they get 14-7 down. You can't really let us go 15-7. You kind of have to buy here.
Yeah. Where do you really go, though? Like, you're playing Nuke, you can't necessarily rely on just doing standard yard control because you have pistols only, right?
I don't know what to tell you. There's no right answer here. It's just, what do you think is going to work out? Maybe a vent dive, you've got a good spawn.
Maybe.
That's all I can really bring to the table here, because you can do, let's see what they go for.
That or something sudden towards ramp.
Time will tell.
Contact play on ramp, perhaps. Hope that there's a solo player, no early rotation, that kind of thing.
Good nade.
Oh, that's very juicy.
Yeah, done a lot of damage towards S-Tag, trying to deploy some self-preservation there with the incendiary on the retreat. You'll see this one comes to a bit of a standstill. They are going to try and drop down towards the vent by the looks of things here, or just commit towards upper. Max had to lead the way. Decent flashbang, doesn't yield a frag. Bomb goes down. Gives him a little bit of spacing here, though. It's a bit of an overcommitment for Borup. He's actually trying to get that AWP out of there. You can see Acor just dropping it away, making sure the AWP didn't drop down to the floor. And this is a 1D. Oof. It's not quite, but still gets the frag. That could have been the round there and then. No weapons recovered until now. The M4A4 for Borup. They know exactly where he is. He gets the first, needs to find the second. Not going to happen. That was the force, but at least the bomb goes down. But it is going to be 15-7 now, as Shush will give us a bit of showmanship here towards the upper bomb side.
I think he asked Acor, like, where's the op? Without realizing that Acor did some trickery and
he
sure
threw
he
it away.
didn't
That's
actually.
right.
Yeah.
There it is. You're right.
So they do manage to get it in his hands eventually. And obviously plenty of time to defuse the bomb. So 15 rounds, as you said, for Mad Lions. Serious point.
Elimination point for Heroic.
Ugh.
7 or 8 rounds, I should say, just to find overtime with money pretty much broken. A lot of players beneath $4,000 here. The bomb goes down, it gives them an extra 800, but still doesn't fill you with confidence. They're going to be finding 8 in a row on their T side here, and it all starts with a ropey buy in round number 23.
Yeah, how do you really deal with this? Again, not too many things that's been working out for them ever since Mad Lions got to proper weaponry. So you don't really have a go-to strat in that sense. You don't really rely on, you can't necessarily say that, well, we've found a lot of success with our yard takes or our initial defaults. So Heroic really pressed against the wall here. Mad Lions, though, just keep impressing, really.
Well, one final tactical timeout. That's about as good as it gets for the Heroic boys, but the buy isn't the worst, I suppose. You've got firepower there, but the utility is the main issue. One smoke, and Starver just sending it out squeaky door. He finds the initial headshot, but he's taking damage by virtue of the flames. Also, shotgun that can't deliver the killing blow here, but there it is. It might be able to thrive here. One more shell will do it. It's now a 2 versus 1. We've got Snappy in a very difficult scenario here. He's got the Krieg, 1 versus 2, tournament life on the line.
Bomb dropped on inner bomb side
yeah,
as well.
That's also a massive issue here. The auto shotgun managing to get significant damage at the start, get itself a frag as well, and now it's the Orb of Acor and the AK of Bubsky.
I like the approach of not going up towards Heaven. I think it's a smart choice, but Acor is posted up pretty passively in lobby. Question is if Snappy's actually going to be able to clear this. Oh, the timing, though.
Okay.
That works out perfectly. Gives away his position. He still has time to really make movement just about anywhere on the map from this point on. So Bubsky's not really moving anywhere.
Yeah, he's holding the hub right now, and it's going to be a ladder approach here from Snappy. Now, this time passed, Bubsky will start to doubt his position. In a few seconds, you can see him focusing towards main now. Doesn't really have much information, has to push through, knowing he's vulnerable towards that Heaven spot. Goes towards lobby, at least confirms that this position is clear, but now has no real information as to where Snappy resides.
Doors open as well.
Oh, who comes out on top here? The timing is brilliant. There it is. Will be Bubsky to find the killing blow here and knock out a Heroic of the tournament. It's Mad Lions with 2-0 finish here in the lower bracket, looking very sharp, I have to say. It's about what we expected, though, however, in terms of the Danish derby. It was tactical, it was slow-paced, and it was right down to the wire, at least in the first map. An entertaining series, I have to say, but in terms of a team overall, very happy with Mad Lions there. Actually looked pretty decent throughout.
Yeah, I think we could start actually confidently saying that they've solidified themselves as the second best team in Denmark.
Yeah, I think that's fair.
Yeah, they've been just going from better to better, really, betterment to betterment. No real sense of stopping. It's going to be super exciting to see how they do when they start facing up against, you know, the likes of Navi, Mouse Sports, etc., who are obviously still in the tournament. So
I dare say they could steal this tournament away. I know that's quite a bold statement.
Yeah, but they've done something like that before, right? Back when at V4, they beat MIBR. That was completely out of the blue.
After seeing a couple of games now from them, some best of threes, and seeing the tenacity they have and the individuals like Bubsky really coming online.
Yeah.
If it all comes together, they've got a real nice overall package, deep map pool, and calm players who play good Counter-Strike. So commiserations to Heroic, but well played to Mad Lions. And we'll be taking a break and be back with the next series very shortly indeed. You don't want to miss it. We'll see you there.